Hi folks, B here from B Recovers from Binging with Buggy, and we're just going to do a quick kind of check-in. I usually have some notes prepared, but I just felt this burning desire to kind of update and talk, so I didn't prepare any notes, so who knows, maybe this off-the-cuff version will be faboosh, or maybe it will not be. So just an introduction to Buggy. Buggy is about 7.5 months. She has no teeth to speak of, and her favorite food right now is mushed peas and watermelon, and she also likes roasted squash quite a bit. Oh, and pasta. So I figured I'd give us a bit of an update, how I'm doing with all of it, where I'm at, how I feel, all those good things. Where I'm at. I'm not in a good place. The last couple of days I've been all in my head, and it's not a fun place to be. Mostly just having a lot of doubt. Like, I had to bring up some photographs from downstairs, and I was looking at some old photos, kind of like it was like a photo history, and even some photos right after I gave birth when I was basically about a size 10. And I started, the old diety voice was like, you were a size 10 and then you ate your way up to a size 16 in less than a month. What the fuck? Then the healthy voice says, people don't gain close to 40 pounds in a month if they're not coming from a place of utter starvation. Like, I hadn't eaten for, basically, hadn't really eaten for a year. For those of you who are new to the vlog, I had something called Hyperemesis gravidarium throughout my whole pregnancy and was not able to really eat. I was vomiting up to 40 times a day. And then after pregnancy, for the first 4.5 months postpartum, I was only able to eat liquids. So I lost quite a bit of weight. And it just really triggered my old eating disorder. In the past, I've been much thinner, even thinner than I was after pregnancy. And looking at all of those old pictures, that old restrictive side of my eating disorder was like, girl, you know what to do. You know how to keep this going. Just keep eating liquids, just making sure you're only having pureed vegetables. Right now your stomach, you know, I even had thoughts like, right now your stomach is going to be quite small and unable to eat much. If you just like learn to deal with the constant hunger, the gnawing, horrible hunger, you can stay this thin. I mean, I think the part that really blows my mind is I had a choice in that moment. I could choose health, and I could choose to just eat and satisfy the hunger, or I could have stayed hungry and thin. And sometimes I still, I'm gonna be honest, I have my regrets that I didn't choose to stay hungry and thin and unwell, because, I mean, pregnancy and starvation doesn't, and being in your 40s, really leaves you at a deficit. I've also had to clear, and this is going to be totally random, I'm just going to throw in shit out there. You know, like, I don't have an agenda, I'm just chatting. I also had to clear off all of my social media stuff, more so on YouTube, because you know how the algorithm is if you watch one video where people are dragging on somebody for having gained weight or whatever, then you're going to get a million of those videos. And so I'm having to like go through and clean everything out. And I find that I use YouTube a lot because I'm nursing Bug. She's, you know, eating solids, but when you're sitting there for, you know, a couple of hours a day, basically, you need something. I also listen to audiobooks and stuff like that, but when my 3.5-year-old or almost 4-year-old isn't around, like, I try not to watch any videos when he's around, but when he's not around or he's totally occupied or something, it's just like, you know, brain candy, like, and I don't always feel like setting up the infrastructure to get a audible book playing. And if I do that, then the little guy comes over and he wants to listen to his podcast called Story Pirates, and it's just like, it just kind of spirals out of control. So, you know, like, sometimes it's just easier to sneak in a little YouTube video, but I've got to really be careful about that, because it really is like negative bullshit that gets into your head. The last couple of days I've been eating quite a lot, and again, you know, I said in another video, I feel like I'm 85% sane and recovered and have, I think, like, because I've been doing this for a long time, so I'm not as sick as I was maybe 20 years ago, 15 years ago, or even 5 years ago in terms of an eating disorder, but I still have a lot of those thoughts, and so I have a lot more life experience now, and I know that if I start really eating a lot, it usually means I'm going to be getting sick. It's just something I've noticed over the years. And so I kept saying to myself, I think you're going to get sick. I think you're going to get sick. And then I woke up today with definitely like some kind of a sinus infection, heaviness in the face. And my husband was sick the other night. He actually even threw up and had to take the day off yesterday. So that was nice in that I was able to honor my body and realize, oh, okay, I was right. My body was just kind of gearing up for something. But I've gained back most of the weight that I had lost after my initial gain, so about 8 pounds, 7 or 8 pounds. And so then that gets those bad body thoughts just going like nuts. And then having seen pictures of myself when I was much thinner, the old eating disorder voice is like, why don't you just go on a diet? And again, like I said, 85% sane, 15% cray-cray. This is not stuff that I think on a conscious level. This is like, these are feelings, like that scared side of you. I'm not really, I don't think thin women are skinny bitches. But I do have genuine fear because there isn't anyone out there that I've seen yet who is in a larger size body who has used this to recover. And, you know, another thing that I've kind of come to, and I'm all over the place in this journey, you know, like one day I'm this, one day I'm that, and I'm fine with that. I think that has to be part of the journey, is that you would change your position on things based on how things go for you, based on your day and what kind of information you're getting from yourself as you're processing all this new information. But I'm kind of in a gray zone right now where I'm like, why should I have to police myself to not want to lose weight through the intuitive eating process? I mean, like, I get all of this, the thinking in terms of wanting to make sure that you have that neutrality around food and making sure that you're not secretly turning it into a diet, but why, this is what it is there's a part of me that rebels against any sort of dogma. So the dogma around intuitive eating and having it kind of be put up on a pedestal, like these are the principles and no one should ever not 100% represent these principles, makes me want to rebel. That's kind of my personality. I'm rebellious. When someone says that things have to be a certain way and this is the way and the sky is red, and I'm like, no, it's not red, it's blue. And so I kind of have this feeling like I want to rebel against intuitive eating too, or at least say, you don't get to decide for me how I'm going to feel about things. Like I said, I'm all in my feelings. And then the final thing is that I've been listening to Christy Harrison's anti-diet. And Christy Harrison is a registered dietitian who specializes in HAES and intuitive eating. And she's got a podcast as well. If you haven't listened to it, it's fucking spectacular. Actually, I'm going to be completely honest here. I don't know if anyone else is familiar with her. I'll link it below and everything. But wouldn't it be amazing if Christy Harrison was your mother? Like, you know, her kindness. Like, has anyone else ever thought that? Or had that thought about another person in their life who's very recovery-minded, gentle? She's so thoughtful, and she's one of those people who's like, she gets context, you know, like she doesn't have this one-size-fits-all approach, and she recognizes that we all have like this whole life experience and history, and I always love people who get that who get context, and so I really appreciate her style, but I've been finding the book very triggering, probably because it's very good. I'll do a review maybe with bug, maybe without, in a couple of days once I'm done. But yeah, I've been a little bit triggered, and all in my head, all my feelings, really struggling right now, and really questioning my decision, and then feeling stuck, but also knowing that at the time that I made the decision, I didn't really have a choice. I was starving. And that's how fucked up diet culture is that I'm sitting here a couple of months after having gained weight that I needed to gain during pregnancy. I mean, I don't know what happened, but sometimes I wonder if like this rapid weight loss was A, starvation, and B, all of the rebuilding that would need to happen because it didn't happen during pregnancy, if that makes sense. I don't know. But here I am, like, I was in and out of the hospital, I was starving, and I had doctors saying, keep going, keep losing weight, and then I had others saying, you're in a huge deficit, you need to deal with that. Only one doctor saying that, actually. And I feel, basically, whatever, I'm rambling, I feel guilty about having given my body what it needed. And not only guilty, I feel like, am I being bamboozled? Am I bamboozling myself? Am I wrong? Should I be listening to these fitness experts who would have said, well, yeah, you're hungry, but just only eat one egg? I don't know. Like I said, I'm all in my feelings. I'm all blah. But I do know that the reason why I'm doing this is for this little gal right here, for myself too, obviously, but I don't want to raise another generation of women who hates their bodies and can't accept the beauty of the female body in all of its different forms. And I just want her to not have her head taken up by the space of all this bullshit. Like, there's better things going on in my life, there's bigger things, and yet I'm obsessing again. I guess that's what it is I was kind of hoping to quiet down the noise, and the noise is back again, and I fucking hate the noise. I hate the chatter. Sometimes that's why I would go on diets, because I was so tired of hearing the back and forth. I'd just be like, oh, fuck it, I'll go on a diet. I'm not going to go on a diet. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to continue to think about the future and about this as a long-term investment, and so therefore the process has to be long, winding, and hard, as it always is for something that you really want. But, yeah, if you're feeling like me, leave a comment below, and I'll be back soon with a review of Christy Harrison's anti-diet. Oh, and check out Abby Sharp's video. I'm going to link to that below too, because it's really, really good. She's talking about some of the gray zone stuff about weight loss and haze, and I'm feeling her. I really understand where she's coming from. Okay, bye folks. Want to see your bum get eaten? Let's see your bum. Are you smiling? No. She said, don't eat my bum. Don't eat my bum.